And as always, the views and comments are welcome on this program. Just go to Joy News on TV on Twitter, also on Facebook. Look for Joy News. Drop your comments on the stories we bring you here on the program, and we'll be glad to share your thoughts with the rest of the world. I am Francis Aban. Now, it seems the bird flu virus has resurfaced in the country, specifically in the western region. Joy News is learning that officials of the Veterinary Services Department in the region have killed 250 birds they suspect have been infected with the bird flu virus. Let's get some more details from our regional correspondent, Benjamin William Peters, for more on this. Benjamin, we're learning that the birds killed have been tested and there is some confirmation coming in of a bird flu outbreak. Can you confirm this? Benjamin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, Francis.
I'm saying that we're learning that the birds that were killed have been sent for testing, and it's been confirmed that indeed they do have bird flu. Can you confirm this for us?
Yeah, Francis, a reliable source at the vet office has confirmed it to me, but it hasn't been made official. It hasn't been made official, but he has confirmed it to me that indeed what was taken there has been confirmed to be bird flu case.
Okay, and for the veterinary officials, after running this test and they confirming to you, what else have they gathered with respect to this, the source of this outbreak?
Actually, the source hasn't been disclosed to me, but what I know is that over the weekend, about 250 birds were tested, and it came out that truly they have contracted, they were infested with bird flu. And
okay,
as a result, about 8 crates of eggs, 4 bags of poultry feed, and some crates of from the poultry that the infection was suspected has so far been destroyed. Actually, it happened that a community called Brainage named in the Tafa municipality of the western region. And according to the vet officer over there, they have put measures in place to avoid the infection spreading all over to other poultry farms.
Okay, Benjamin, I'm curious to find out what those measures are, specifically with what's happening in those 3 communities.
Surprisingly, he wasn't specific. I can tell you that the officials are tight-lipped over the whole thing. So they are not specific as to what they are doing. What they tell the media is that they are on course and that they are putting in place adequate measures to ensure it doesn't spread. But as to what measure they have put in place, they don't want to disclose it to the media. That's the unfortunate aspect.
Okay. Benjamin, do we know what's happening in these 3 communities? Because as you know, if there's any outbreak like this, there's panic, people react differently. What's the situation now in these 3 communities?
Yeah, just as you stated, that I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a new thing to the people. It's a whole new thing to the people, and they are surprised about the whole thing. But the vet officials are assured that they should keep their calm, because they are on top of the whole thing. They don't want for the people to be panicked about the whole thing. I'm sure that's why they are tight about the whole thing, because the vet official was telling me that he doesn't want the thing to be blown out, so that it will create fear and panic among the people. So they are shocked and surprised as well. But in all, I mean, it is not as severe as if you expect it.
Okay. Now, for the measures that you say the veterinary officials have put in place, the farmers who were affected, do we know what the quarantine protocol is in that area?
I'm yet to find out, Francis.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Benjamin William Peters, giving us details from the western region. We know that 250 birds have been killed over the weekend. The farmers, were told, have been given some measures to put in place to avert further spread of this virus. We know already that last year this was a major issue towards the end of 2015. A number of areas were affected, first in the Bonafu region and then in the Ashanti region. We had reports also in the Volta region. We can now speak to a representative of the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association to share his thoughts with us on what they know of what's happening in the western region as regards this outbreak of bird flu. Good afternoon to you, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Right, so we know that you've been in touch with the farmers in the western region as regards the outbreak of bird flu. What have you been able to gather as an association on this outbreak?
Yes, it's not the farmers who have really indicated about the outbreak. It's the vet officials who have we have spoken, and they have come out to that something has happened.
Mr. Bobe, you say that for these people in these areas, you've had very little information from them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, apparently we haven't been able to speak to our farmers. But, the immediate reaction was to find out from the bird officials how true that information was, and they have confirmed it.
Okay, now for the Western region, how many poultry farmers of your association are there, specifically in the Takwa Nsiaem area?
I don't have the figure offhand, but it is not even within a region of about 100. The regional officer would be able to tell it. But as I know, we don't have many farmers coming from that area.
Okay. Now, whenever there is news of such an outbreak, many of the poultry farmers, and especially those who consume chicken and eggs, become very wary of what's happening. For you as an association, what are you doing to help your members ensure that we don't see they act wrongly in handling such an outbreak in that region?
It's unfortunate the way the information gets out to the public. We have wished that these informations are properly managed. And for that reason, it doesn't send any wrong signals out there. But to our farmers, we advise them usually that in such situations, we only need to step up biosecurity, be vigilant, and be fast with our reportage. Any abnormal mortalities that come their way should immediately be reported to the bird office. But our major worry is about the way the information is managed. We had wished that any sections we would be made known before even it gets into the public domain. But unfortunately, sometimes you will be called and asked about situations that you might not be aware of, which is very, very unfortunate.
Okay, but Mr. Brobe, generally, we know we've had our own issues with the bird flu outbreak in the country. Generally, what's been the response from government in handling the factors that could give rise to this outbreak across the country?
You see, this information is even telling us that the bird officials are vigilant, the surveillance activity is ongoing, because immediately there was message out there that there has been a few outbreaks in Côte d'Ivoire. The ministry moved swiftly on and put a ban on all birds that are coming, all birds, eggs that are coming from Côte d'Ivoire. And that alone tells us that the ministry is up and doing and reassuring us that they are vigilant. And again, we have had the assurance that any such farms that suffer the casualty would be compensated. And a few farms that had the problem were compensated in the previous year. And our farmers are well assured that they would be fast with their reportage and make sure that any suspicion is taken care of. And if there is such situation, there could be a way to combat.
Okay, so for us as consumers of poultry products, especially for those watching in the Western region, Takwa Nsiaem and its environs, what do they do?
Surely they should rest assured that this is not an issue that will disturb the market. We know that now the education has gone far. The populace are aware that surely eating well-boiled eggs will not put you into any danger. Eating well-cooked chicken will not put you into any danger. So they should rest assured that as long as it's been detected, the danger is where you can't find it and it gets out. But as long as it's been detected and steps have been taken to combat the outbreak, they can go about their normal consumption activity without any fear or concern.
All right, Mr. Chebrobe, thank you for your time. He's a member of the Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana, giving us details of what he knows of this outbreak in the Western region, Takwa Nsiaem and its environs. We're learning that the Veterinary Services Department is putting in place measures and protocols to ensure that the outbreak is contained in these three communities. We also know that the Agric Ministry has been in touch with all the regional veterinary service officers to ensure that a lot is being done for this outbreak not to get out of hand in the Taquansuema area in the western region. From bird flu and its issues in the western region, let's come to the Greater Accra region. And health facilities have been told to be on standby and on high alert for a cholera outbreak as it puts in measures to prevent a repeat of the 2014 outbreak that killed more than 100 people.